I didn't realize my family had already started dividing my grandfather's ranch like it was empty, like he was already gone, like I wasn't 3 hours away from the moment they decided to erase him. My name is Hadley Sinclair, and the message that changed everything didn't even look dangerous at first. That's what fooled me. That's what always fools people. I was standing in the barn office, half a cold sandwich in my hand, when my phone lit up, then dimmed, then lit up again like it couldn't decide whether to ruin my life or spare me. I stared at it until the screen went black. Then I unlocked it. And I didn't stop unlocking it after that. Because sometimes betrayal doesn't break in. It gets sent. 3 words from my cousin Maddie. You need to see this. Then a screenshot from the Sinclair family group chat. The same one I muted years ago but never had the courage to leave. Because leaving would make it final. At the top, my mother. Dad can't keep that ranch much longer. Then my sister, Sloane. Once he sells it, my share should cover the down payment. Then someone else, almost bored. It's just sitting there anyway. That line stayed with me. Not because it hurt the most, but because it sounded like nothing at all. Like they were talking about abandoned furniture. Not a man. Not Earl. Just land waiting to be collected. Outside, horses shifted in their stalls. Chains tapped metal in slow rhythm like a countdown I hadn't noticed before. Inside, my sandwich turned to dust in my mouth. And the strangest part, I wasn't angry first. I was still. Too still. Like my body understood what my mind refused to accept. Because this wasn't speculation. This was planning. As if the ending had already been approved. As if Earl was just paperwork waiting to expire. My thumb hovered over Earl's name. I almost called him. But I didn't. Because I already knew what he'd do. He wouldn't fight it. He'd soften it. Absorb it, disappear inside it so no one else had to feel the weight. That was his pattern. Not weakness, habit. So I waited, until evening, until I had to face him. He was already at the kitchen table when I walked in. Same table where every truth in our family went to die quietly. A baseball game murmured from the living room. The smell of reheated roast filled the air like routine pretending to be peace. Earl had a farm catalog open, but he wasn't reading it. Just turning pages, one by one, like motion could delay reality. I didn't sit. I slid my phone across the table. Read it. He didn't ask what it was. That told me everything. He looked once. Then again. His jaw tightened. Not anger. Control. Then he handed it back. Nothing. That word hit harder than the screenshot. I laughed once. Sharp. Wrong. That doesn't look like nothing. Silence stretched so long the house felt abandoned. Then Earl exhaled. Like something inside him had been waiting months to be said. Your mother came by. My stomach dropped. When? Last month. What did she want? He hesitated. That hesitation answered before he did. She wanted me to sell. The room changed. Not physically, but everything felt closer. Tighter. Sell what? He looked at me like I was pretending not to understand. The ranch. My voice dropped. Sell it to who? Developers. That word didn't belong here. Not in a place built by hand. not in a place where survival had a history. What developers? He shrugged, tired, like this argument had already drained him before I arrived. Some expansion group wants the land west. And suddenly, it wasn't a family chat anymore. It was real. This wasn't property. This was every fence post we replaced in freezing wind, every horse pulled back from collapse, every winter we survived because we refused to let it die. And my mother had looked at all of that and seen numbers. What did you tell her? For the first time, he smiled. Small. Crooked. Told her no? Relief should have followed. It didn't, because his expression changed after. Just slightly. And I saw it. You didn't tell me everything. His eyes drifted to the window, to the pasture, to anywhere but me. She didn't like it. How much didn't she like it? A long pause. Then, she said I was being selfish. I let out a breath that almost became a laugh. Selfish? Apparently. And something in me shifted, not toward him, toward myself. Because I wasn't shocked. I was familiar with this. My mother didn't just push people. She rearranged them until they fit her narrative. And I hated that my body already knew her pattern before my mind accepted it. That realization hurt more than the screenshot. For days, I couldn't let it go. I worked longer, slept less, checked my phone like it owed me explanation. Every notification felt like danger disguised as normal life. That old anxiety returned. Not loud. Worse.
Constant, like background noise I grew up inside. One evening, Casey found me standing at the fence doing nothing. You okay? Yeah. Too fast. She raised an eyebrow. You always say that when you're not. I almost told her. Almost, but I didn't, because there are some histories you don't translate into words without breaking something. A month later, Earl collapsed. Not dramatic, just sudden enough to erase certainty. Hospital lights, machines, white walls that don't feel like life belongs inside them. Doctors said, precaution. My family said, updates. Within 48 hours, my phone exploded. Mother, Sloan, relatives I hadn't heard from in years. Suddenly, everyone remembered Earl existed. Not him, what he owned. How serious is it? Has he discussed arrangements? Any updated paperwork? That last question came from Sloan. I stood in the hallway holding coffee that tasted like metal and regret, watching people walk past like nothing was ending. And I understood something clearly. This wasn't concern. It was inventory. I ended the call. That night, Earl slept under machines that sounded like borrowed life. I sat beside him, watching his chest rise like something fragile negotiating with time. He looked smaller. That scared me more than anything. At midnight, he woke, saw me. You should go home. I shook my head. So should you. A faint smile. Then he studied me. Long. Too long. You stayed. Like it surprised him. Of course I stayed. He nodded slowly. Then, when people think you're useful, they stay close. I didn't answer, because I knew exactly who he meant. Then softer. When people love you, they stay even when you're not useful. Silence swallowed everything. I looked down at my hands, the cracked leather gloves he'd given me years ago, still worn, still too big, still mine, and something inside me finally stopped arguing with the truth. Not all love is earned. Some of it just exists. Quiet, unfair, real. I should have felt peace. I didn't. Because clarity doesn't erase history, it just changes how clearly you see the damage. I still missed them. Still waited. Still flinched at silence like it meant I had done something wrong again. But something irreversible had shifted. Not them. Me. Because the hardest part wasn't leaving my family. It was realizing I had never actually been chosen by them at all. And even now, A part of me still checked my phone, like it might finally change. Still listened for a version of them that never existed. The next morning, I got a call from the county office. Not Earl, not my mother, me. The woman on the line didn't ask for confirmation. She didn't ask for permission. She said, "Are you aware someone has filed ownership transfer paperwork for Sinclair Ranch?" My stomach dropped. "That's impossible," I said. A pause, then she added, "The signature matches your mother's." And before I could respond, she said one more thing. Calm, official, final. And it was approved yesterday,